And quite frankly, it is really insulting. What it's saying is that this information is too sensitive to put into the public domain, and therefore it's not provided. Jamaica Bauxite Mining says no after asking these questions and exposing the mismanagement and the lack of oversight, are now saying they will get an independent auditor to audit the figures.
Bless up my people, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. And in this one, my people, we're seeing the DPP Claudette Thompson weighed in on the NEPA plans in the Ray Cobra case, as well as we're pulling back the tape a bit, my people, and we're seeing where Senator Peter Bunting questioned the government over billions owed via a joint venture with bauxite mining and petrojam. My people, and I know this government here sell out, everything in this country for political gain and for personal gain. And me I roll back the tape and me gonna hear what was said in the House of Senate. And before me gonna see what I go on, my people, please to like, share and subscribe to the channel.
We actually got back the NEPA, I believe, the morning of the 27th, asking for more and better particulars because we have no file. We cannot give you advice if we do not have any material on which to give you the advice. So we wrote asking for the documents. We're asking for the file. Whatever it is that you have, send it to us. And then we learned later that evening that no evidence had been offered. Actually, we heard the matter had been disposed of. And then the following day, because as you will know, matters can be disposed of in different ways, we learned the following day, I believe that was yesterday, that no evidence was offered.
Does the office have a position in relation to what has happened here?
The office can't take a position yet because we still have not received the material. NEPA has not gotten back to us.
And so following her response to the whole saga between NEPA and Tradewinds, this secret agreement now made public, my people, saying that the office wasn't aware of some of NEPA's plan. And my people, I find it so hard to believe. But I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt because what's in the dark must come to light. What is in the dark must come to light. And my people no wonder why them sign the non-disclosure agreement because they wanted to hide this up and keep it secret between them and Tradewinds Citrus Limited. And we're seeing the chairman coming out to say he cannot recall when his signature affixed to the whole agreement between them and Tradewinds Citrus Limited, my people. And I know him alone for resigning the whole entire NEPA board. And I know Paula go on NEPA. Remember the whole building saga between them and the National Water Commission president at the time, Mr. Barnett. Right? And we're seeing one of them inspecting officer was doing his job and was made to basically resign my people. Because it's like they wanted the man to basically take the fall for them gross negligence and incompetence. So the whole entire NEPA board must resign. We need a different set of people for run the NEPA board. And the NEPA board must come out of the office of the Prime Minister. But here's another little part of the whole agreement, our people. And it says, there is also to be no future lawsuit, whether brought by the NRCA or Tradewinds relating to the oil spill. Both parties agreed to maintain the confidence of the settlement and that there would be no publicity concerning the settlement. You know, hear that? So them do this, my people. Never want publicity Never even probably think there would be any journalists in the court. The two also agreed to take every reasonable precaution to prevent disclosure to third parties. The agreement was signed by Tradewinds Director Peter McConnell and NRCA Board Chairman Weldon Madden, the same man we say him can't recall, the same man we say basically him no know about the whole secret deal and dropping of the charges. That very same man, my people. But yet still they want us to believe that nobody never know what going on. So NEPA work on them own. Not even the minister who is in charge of the whole environmental portfolio didn't know what going on. My people, the whole of them need to pack up and left from Boya. When we in Panda Park, them people and tell me what they think. Anyways, my people, we're seeing the Senator Peter Bunting basically bring up back a clipping from a whole Senate debate and all of that, where we're seeing Bunting was asking the government, my people, of this joint venture between them and bauxite mining and Petrojam, where it's said that how much billions owed in income tax. So we, the poorer class, them pressure and want draw out tax from every step of the way, and the big boys them get where scotch free, owing how much millions, billions in taxes, and nobody now go after them. Then what is the reason for TAJ? What is the reason for TAJ to sit down and collect big pay for the hierarchy and waste up with money and lease empty buildings for much 10 years? And we can't know as the taxpayers who are paid them. We can't know nothing. Because everything under lock and key. Everything under non-disclosure agreement. Be a secrecy a go on, my people. But hear what happened, my people.
My questions must have brought to the attention of the political directorate the fact that Discovery Bauxite Operations Limited was quite frankly taking advantage of the government of Jamaica and its agencies. For Petrojam to be extending $7+ million of what was essentially working capital, providing working capital to this joint venture operation, which by arrangement, the balance should have been in the order of about 450,000, but it had gone up to $7 million. And as we go through other elements of the question, we will see that the government was owed millions of other US dollars in payments for the asset user fee, etc. Quite frankly, Mr. President, what this shows is that the relevant ministries and their agencies had fallen down in terms of the monitoring and enforcement of the terms of the agreement. Has some officers or officials of these agencies between Petrojam and Jamaica Bauxite Mining, who would have had commercial oversight of the operation of this venture, been held accountable for falling down on their responsibilities? The second question has to do with the revelation that no levy, or in the alternative, no income tax has been paid by this joint venture operation. I at the time warned that it was very predictable that no income tax would be collected because this arrangement was very vulnerable to transfer pricing. We waived the levy, and in lieu of that, we have collected zero income tax. This is an extractive industry. Every ton of bauxite we send out is finite and will not be replaced. It is doing irrevocable damage to the environment. when the mined out land that's left is virtually useless for agriculture, it's destroying our forests and woodlands and has implications for the entire ecosystem. And yet we are allowing this to continue with absolutely no benefit to Jamaica. And really the little employment that we get doesn't really matter in an environment where our unemployment rate is 4.5%. So, the sacrifice that we're making puts us at the threat of being cursed by our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren for allowing this to continue for very little benefit. Have we conducted a cost-benefit analysis, and cost in its widest sense, including the environmental costs, including the liabilities which current and future taxpayers of this country are going to have to pay to rehabilitate these thousands of hectares that have been mined out and not properly restored, and even after restoration will not be back to its original condition. And quite frankly, it is really insulting. What it's saying is that this information is too sensitive to put into the public domain, and therefore it's not provided. Jamaica Bauxite Mining says no after asking these questions and exposing the mismanagement and the lack of oversight, are now saying they will get an independent auditor to audit the figures. But they should have been receiving these figures on a monthly basis and asking these questions at the board of the joint venture agreement. I mean, we have fallen down completely. And then the contempt with which the company now writes and says, well, our information is very delicate and very sensitive, and we can't put this. What they're saying is that this parliament cannot provide effective oversight to the operations of a joint venture that is majority owned by a government agency. That is unacceptable. And I want to ask the minister if he believes that that is acceptable, that we are prevented from doing any oversight of this joint venture, which we are the majority owners in, and which has, by the answers, the few answers provided, has shown that they have not been living up to their obligations under the agreement and under the laws of Jamaica. Demand on behalf of the taxpayers of Jamaica and on behalf of future generations that they live up to their obligations under the agreement and under the laws, both the mining and environmental laws of Jamaica.
And so my people, after we highlight all of these things and mainstream media bring some of it to some extent, we still not see nothing happen. What will the DPP do in a case like this, my people? We see how much millions spent renovating even the DPP's building, and them crying now say how much more like everybody get sick out. Over $850 million spent so far in a 2-year span. And my people just right across the board, when we look on our roads them, the carpet roads them with them I talk about. Lift up, fall up. The hospitals are leaking, rodents, infestation, insects all over the place. But we see in the Minister of Health saying that health is better now than how much 10 years ago. You gotta be kidding me. But anyways, my people, no wait on this, tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. On the road to 30k, help me to get there, my people. Notification shout out goes to WNTCOG. Big up yourself. Thanks for the continued support from each and every subscriber. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.